Hello and welcome to 9 to 5 Photographer. My name is Tushar and in this video I'll show you how you can use focus stacking and composite image techniques to create really sharp and focused images. Techniques like focus stacking are commonly used by commercial photographers in food photography, product photography and others. But why do they do that and why should you be doing that? Why should you spend 5 minutes of your time on this video? There should be a benefit, right? And there is. Sometimes we get to work with very complex looking subjects like watches or jewelry, in which it's very difficult or challenging to bring the whole product in focus at the same time. So, if you focus on one part of the product that you feel is quite important, like let's say the logo of the brand, chances are that other equally important parts of the product are blurry. That doesn't help anyone. For example, let's take watches. Watches are one of the most complex objects to shoot. They are small, they are highly detailed, so you don't want to miss any details on that beautiful watch dials. It's really an art and craftsmanship. So if you are given a task to shoot watches for a brand, you need to show the whole dial in its eternal glory. But how would you even do that if parts of that dial are blurry? That really defeats the whole purpose. To give you an example, I will be shooting this watch from an overhead angle. I've created this setup so that the camera basically faces the watch from above. And then we have the light source here. This light source is a continuous light source, as I said earlier, and any light that is coming from it, I will reflect it back on the watch face using this white foam board. Right? I use this setup quite commonly if you look at my other videos. Also, I've shared all the gear that I use in the description below, and I've also created another video talking about this setup. Feel free to check it out if you want. And then the most important part is I've zoomed in on the watch dial, as you can see. So it's kind of a macro shot, but not so much close, right? A watch dial is a very complex subject. You have to focus on the hands, you have to focus on the hour markers and all that. So it's very difficult to have the whole watch face in focus in one shot. And so the purpose of this setup is to take multiple images of the watch face, focusing on different areas of the watch face, and then in the end, we combine all the photos together so that the final photo has everything in focus. This is called focus stacking. So very cool technique, no? So let's try to do that and see where it goes. So let me show you the shooting part and then we will go to the Photoshop. So as you can see, some parts of the watch are out of focus, like the buckle, the strap itself, although it has a really nice texture, but the texture is not clear because it's out of focus. I'm right now focusing on one of the numbers on the watch face, but the other numbers are out of focus. Look for the numbers from 1, 2, and 3. By the way, these are Devanagari or Hindi numbers, one of the main languages from India. Just use the same analogy of numbers as in other watch faces. So my job here is to focus on different parts or areas of this watch, and that is what I will do right now. You can also increase or decrease a focus area based on your requirement and comfort level. So for example, if the watch face is too small, then I will go for a smaller focus area. Or if the watch face is larger, then I will use a bigger focus area so that I can include as much space as possible on that dial. So what we have already done the watch face. Now let's do the other parts of the watch. Also, if you're shooting watches, be sure of pulling that crown out from its position so that you stop the second hand. This is a vintage watch, so the second hand doesn't really stop even if I pull the crown out, but I have a different solution for this. There is no recommended number of images that you need to take for this technique. You can take as much as you want when you feel that all areas of the subject or the product have been covered. So I think we have covered almost all parts of this product now. Couple of more shots and then we can hop onto Photoshop and merge all these images together. Right, so let's do some editing now. Let's open Lightroom Classic and import all of these photos. After importing, I will now select these photos and then press Ctrl plus right click on any one of them to open a drop down menu. In the menu, I will select Edit and then Open as Layers in Photoshop. This will open Photoshop with all the selected photos as separate layers in the same document. Now, before we stack all the photos on top of each other, it is important to align them properly. To do this, I will select all layers and then go to the overhead taskbar and click on Edit and then click on Auto Align Layers. Next, in the Auto Align Layers menu box, I will leave all the default selected options as it is and click on OK. The Photoshop AI will automatically align all images perfectly. It's actually quite good. The next step is to blend the layers together, or should I say the photos together. To do this, I will again go to Edit and then select Auto Blend Layers. I will then go with the default selected options, leave them as it is, and click on OK. And again, the Photoshop AI is actually very good in analyzing each photo. It chooses the area which has focus and then moves on to the next shot. In the end, it simply merges the selected parts of different shots which were in focus to create one final sharp image. And there you go. This is the final image and it looks great. Every part, every detail of that beautiful watch dial is in focus. Also, the shot is quite sharp and detailed as well. Techniques like focus stacking really help us in creating much detailed, sharper, and focused photos. So, if you find yourself shooting a very complex object, it doesn't need to be only product photography, it can also be fashion, food, or landscape. But if you find yourself being challenged by the object and you cannot take the whole object into focus, try focus stacking. One important step that I forgot to mention is you really need a tripod for this. This is because your camera needs to be as stable as possible, otherwise, the images won't align perfectly. That's all in this video. I share behind the scenes videos and tutorials on a weekly basis, so feel free to check it out. I'll link one of the videos here or maybe in the description below. If you like this video, please give a like and subscribe to the channel. Your subscription and like goes a long way in encouraging me to keep creating content like these. Also, I would love to hear your feedback. If you have any suggestions, any questions, please do write in the comments below. I'm always up for a nice conversation. Thank you for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. Until next time, bye.